Brothers and sisters, generals, welcome to another edition of EBX discussion and call down that great protection from that great divine for ourselves and from ourselves, so we never ever become our own worst enemy. Because I will never harbor anything wrong. That's the best way to be. Because when we got nothing, not harboring any malice or evil within, we have nothing to worry about. Self mastery is a wonderful thing. It's beautiful, and I honor thy ancestors far and near who fought through tooth and nail, whether it's in our families or our warrior brothers and sisters. That was way before social media, as I always say. They had little or nothing, all they had was what? Their divine warrior spirit. Brother or sister, I salute them and thank them. But their spirit lives on through us, transition, but we don't die, as a lot of us say. And I give salute to one's family, children, divine family, and my biological family. Divine children, biological children. It's a wonderful space to be when one is aware, after we went through the layers and learned, of course, and always have a student spirit. Some I say a lot, and salute to the current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view. I salute you and thank you, and will always give words of encouragement and taking that torch and passing it on to others. Because as I like to say it, my son, Lord Lamont, salute. We're generating spell breakers out here as well as generals. It's wonderful. We teach ourselves to develop a leader within. As I like to say, teach others to become leaders themselves. So let's get into it, my warriors, my fellow spell breakers. Let's get into it. Creativity, man, can be a beautiful thing. Can be so beautiful. When our mind, body, and soul is in the right place, through the challenges of one's body sometimes, or mind, and things that's going on in this world. But if we fought through wars, we know what it is, so creativity can be beautiful. It really can, it can lead to one divine thing to the next. And there's many things that can tie into creativity, being able to balance oneself as brother, sister, male, female, talk my family too. And being able to help youth and have the endurance to deal with entities of the community, stuff like that, and entities in the media, social media, a lot of skills that a lot of us have. Some of us develop them, some of us born with it, especially if it's towards something good, where it better be something good, because if it's something bad, I don't know what to tell you, but whatever area, whatever makes us happy, that has nothing to do with a job or industry or anything, cultivate whatever it is, a talent, ability. If you're a strong individual, you can withstand any storm. That's an ability. And that's a part of creativity, because that righteous creativity is what motivates us and keep us going, and developing that inner strength, as I said on the podcast with my son, father and son discussion. Salute. And do whatever it takes to stay strong. We're human, but always center ourselves. And just a itty bitty, I don't even call it reflection. I call it divine evidence of those fires that we blaze through. So we are here for a reason. Deal with any battle, face it head on, especially within oneself, and keep on creating, whether it's music, you're a teacher, because it all involves, especially when it comes to the mind, especially dealing with kids. As a teacher, you have to be creative, because every personality of a child is different. I learned that from volunteering. So creative can be in a lot of areas, some challenging areas, some not so challenging. It always go back to what? The individual, but it's wonderful when we do tap into something creative and something we like, a hobby, again, outside of this old crazy ass world, where it can be crazy. Or it just depends on how we look at it. But we're definitely living in some different times, again, some of us like to draw music, some sing, some do beats, content creating, that's creating, but it's wonderful when it comes from the heart and it's not doing it just to be seen or get likes. That all will come, that's how one minds have to be. Things will come. Let them come naturally. We don't push, but we don't give up, is what I like to say. I mean, push in some areas, but I mean in a righteous way. But stay with it, because again, we as humans, we don't know what's coming down the road. So in those moments of solitude, if we are fortunate to get by oneself, tap into your creativity or our creativity. See what we got tinkering around in our body. Be surprised. We go deep into oneself. Really get to know ourselves. But we've been in this life, I always say levels of awareness or age. It's just wonderful to get to that point. And it can be so challenging sometimes. Depends on where we are, in our life or in the world. I always go above and beyond. Things happening all over the world. It's not just different. It might be more challenging in some areas or less challenging. But as far as the psyche and social media goes and how this life is going, we all can pretty much relate to the same thing that's going on, just different ways in different states, cities, continents. And if you're aware, we can kind of see out over the world, so to speak, especially in our third eye. And it's more than just a cosmic spiritual thing. I'm telling you, when you really get serious with our creativity and really seeing how beautiful it is and how it can enlighten others, that's what really makes it beautiful. If we're creating something that impacts the world or our corner of the world, wherever we are. I always say we start with ourselves and work our way out. Ourselves, children, family, significant other. I always say that realm. We don't have to. We start even if our creative mode might start out kind of, and I'm talking about anything in general. Might start out kind of shaky, might start out kind of rough, but if it's something we love, stay at it. And if it don't hurt ourselves or hurt no one else, because I say again, creativity can be beautiful when one is cultivating it and headed and guided or guiding, either guided or guiding in the right direction. And we be example to others. You know how I go, pass that torch on to other warriors, our youth, et cetera, family. Be positive in the midst of a storm, even when it's not easy. And again, we all know being positive ain't all about floating on this cloud. It's a means for creating a better life. And it's wonderful. I love seeing, everybody know I love hip hop. You listen to this channel. I love a brother or sister that come from the pit of their soul when they do their music. I mean, any craft, it's wonderful. You can see it. It shines through. Creative craft, a righteous craft, not that toxic shit. You gotta be kind of careful with that word craft. We mean something that's beautiful, like a flower growing from the ground or anything growing from the ground, and you see it blossom and it turn into this beautiful, awesome thing, whatever that is. It's wonderful. Tap into something we didn't even know we have. Because sometimes I'll ask, like say maybe like some children I'm speaking to, or maybe my divine children. And I'll ask them what their talent is. And I don't like kids to say, I don't know. Or I ask them what make them happy, And that's what we tap into, Again, as long as it's not hurting ourselves or no one else. Whatever skill, ability, it's an overall thing, whatever it is. All I know is creating can be so beautiful. It really can. It can be so, so beautiful. And when we really love what we do, and some things that we creating, sometimes it takes a while, Great divine will help shape us sometimes and kind of hide us away from the world just to make sure we right, Because again, it's not good to do things prematurely sometimes and not bite off more than we can chew, especially when it comes to this, with content creating and stuff like that. Because I would say if I had to do a statistic, most of our content creators have done a lot of these things, as well as myself, before social media even came around. It's just that social media amplifies our creative spirit we already had. Like I spoke on a recent podcast maybe about a few days ago, how I used to do things and I used to get grounded in my room, so that's where that creativity started. For me, I can't speak for nobody else, but that's where it began. Music and all that stuff, I've always wrote rhymes. I've always done it. I've always been interested in poetry. That's a great creative gift. And it just manifested, it just transferred over into social media, So like a lot of us, brother and sister, some of us had these gifts that we're doing, and not everything is social media. I'm just using social media as an example because Again, we're in the righteous circles. We know who the warriors are. We know who the real ones that are really are putting it down in the communities. And it's good if a brother and sister is working in the community and they do have a platform, because it is a wonderful way to reach out to people in a quick way. And a lot of people, it's wonderful. It's all how we look at it, as we all say. Salute our divine righteous teachers. But again, a lot of things that we are creating in this world, and whatever it is, and social media is just a part of it. It's not all of it, but it can manifest some great creative skills and talents that a lot of us already had since young, and that's what makes it beautiful. So writing and stuff like that, again, some of us, we didn't know we was going to be doing this. It just, when you're passionate about whatever it is, again, it leads from one divine thing to the next. And hold that thought. All right, brothers and sisters. I had a little computer glitch. That's why I say hold that thought. It's been going on here lately. But again, it's so beautiful. Creativity can be so beautiful. It really can. And be thankful if you are tapped into a skill or a talent. If not, search inside, see what it is. I'm sure, especially melanated brothers and sisters, we all got some kind of skill, something we know how to do. We just got to recognize it. But again, it got to be somewhat righteous. You know what I mean? I mean, if it's not for the good, and what is it? It's not creative. It'd be all for nothing, So, like writing. And I want to get to a book I had wrote called Unlocking the Vault. And of course, we're going to have a hip hop break. And, but it's called Unlocking the Vault. And I started a new book, as I mentioned before, called Solitude Strength. And I'll be adding, I'm up to page 4. And I usually write that when I met my son, Ethan. Salute. Ethan is doing well. Proud of him. His siblings is doing well. Salute to my divine children and my biological children. They're doing well. I'm so thankful. We got to be thankful for our children. Is, they're going to make mistakes and have challenges. But if they're headed, if they're in the right direction, be thankful. It's a wonderful thing. But when I write my book, it's usually at his school, in the hall, because I'm the hall monitor, like I said, and I assist the faculty members too, if needed. But that's because it's quiet, and that's where my desk be at. That's where I do my writing. So, but I got a book I wrote, 50 pages, and it's called Unlocking the Vault. And I'm gonna read a couple of pages, and of course, I'm gonna have a hip hop break, and we'll come back. And of course, I'll salute you, divine warriors and generals, on to your divine life. All right, so let's go. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit. This is page 42, it looked like. I can't read. I think I wrote it kind of blurry. I can't read my own writing. But it looked like it said 42. 42 or 46. And the date is 10/22/2024. Unlocking the Vault. Let's go. Stay focused on our core issues: family, children, significant other, male or female. Our kids are our future, somewhat our present too. That should be our goal. Instill righteous tools in them. But we as parents or family members have to be consistent, dynamic, and creative. That word I put in there. When it comes to teaching our children, every child or generation is different. Most of all, be led by love. Sometimes tough love, because children have to learn respect for themselves and others who are deserving of it. There will be challenges along the way, but the more in tune we are with that divine spirit, deep within, we will have the ability to anticipate feelings in ourselves, person, place, or thing. So that was page 42, I'm going to say. I'm guessing that was 42. Let me see. No, it was page 40. Forgive me. That was page 40. Yep. And so that's a part of creating, because when we're writing, all we're doing is writing what's coming from our soul. Like rhyming. I know I've heard people talk about freestyling. Even when we're writing, it's still freestyling, because it's coming from the pit of our soul. It's not nothing we're looking up. It's coming purely from our thoughts, from our subconscious. So it's still kind of freestyling. It's just writing it down, So we're going to get to a hip hop break because this might not be a long one. I just wanted to give some inspiration and tell everyone good day, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time zone one spell breaker is in all over the world. May that great divine protect us and keep us strong and prospering. All right. So, yeah, I guess we'll get to this hip hop break. And the first song is Mental Health. And I made these songs. I might have played this way in the past. I ain't played this in a while. Because, again, sometimes I bring up songs again for those who may not have heard it. Okay. And that's why I got this on the banner, because it's kind of creative and it's African. You know, I love it. You know, I'll always be connected to my African heritage. I will always claim it, you know. I'm thankful. I'm glad I'm black. I wouldn't want to be no other way. If I had, like I told my son, Lord Lamont, if I had to do it all over again, I'd do it again. You know, I love being black, you know, proud, righteously. But let's get to this song about mental health. And we'll be back and play another song. And then we're going to get back to this book I wrote called Unlocking the Boat. Be back after this. About mental health. That's what it's about at the end of the day.
To my generals, salute. Gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. It's all about the mental health. Brothers and sisters, gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. EBX, salute. I'm here to give insight and never go out this life without a fight. Don't give a damn, a man, what it look like. I keep on going, I must, I do right. So equipped the benefits of this life. I'm no longer a misfit, it feels nice. A good vibe, I'm on this song. One's calling out protection from the great divine zone. Gotta wanna help yourself. Brothers and sisters, it's all about the mental health. Hey, 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 hey. Gotta wanna help yourself. Brothers and sisters, it's all about the mental health. Hey, 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 hey. I'm on the right lane, I must remain. And those that's righteous, thinking God, we not insane. A royal in the heart, don't need no fame. No time to waste, especially our brains. Stop fighting one another, and nothing will change. Saving your life, that is one aim. A mind, body, soul, it ain't no fucking game. We got no time for kill, or no shame. Hey, ever, and never be no fucking lame. Sun gon' shine, not always gon' rain. I stay away from stress and always remain. And watch for the elephant, mistakes is irrelevant. We gotta stay smart in this life and intelligent. Shit. Gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. It's all about the mental health. Shit. Brothers and sisters, gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. It's all about the mental health. Shit. Brothers and sisters, gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. Always do a self-awareness check on ourselves and keep tabs on our family. That's what it's all about, brothers and sisters. That righteous, divine, mental health. Gotta wanna help yourself. Brothers and sisters, salute.
Real talk. Gotta wanna help yourself. Man, on the real. And I said in the song, always do a self-awareness check, a self-check on oneself and family, you know. And that's something I got to work on, I always say. But I do, you know. Even if I do talk to the fam, I always ask them how they doing, you know. But that is, I always do a self-awareness check, again, on oneself and family, you know, as much as we can, you know. I know a lot of things going on in this world, but that's for me too, you know. So be back. Next song is Keep Looking Up. I'm always encouraging, you know, keep looking up. Don't never be down, ever. You know, there's always a way. There's always a solution. That's how we fought through battles before us. Before now, you know. So be back after this to read a couple more pages, and I'm going to salute you, Divine Warrior Zone, to your divine life. Keep looking up. Be back.
EBX, show me ain't no such thing as ever giving up. Don't you dare look down. Keep on looking up. Ain't no such thing boy, it's tough. Ain't no such thing. It's giving up. To my generals, I'm a family. I give much love to my kids. I want the best dad, but I got that love, so I always had. Looking to the future, I never get stuck. Divine in my mind, and I give no fuss. Continue to shine, and I won't be dust. A petty ass shit, man, I don't give a fuck. I built a great life, and so it don't suck. A simple and smooth, and don't be rough. You know how I do it, I keep looking up. Yeah. Cause it ain't no such thing as ever giving up. Don't you dare look down and keep on looking up. Because it ain't no such thing as giving up. Don't you dare look down and keep on looking up. Yeah, you gotta be through it too. I would never have the blues. Trying to help my sisters and my dudes and my family, making sure we see. Stay up in the mind so we can be free. What we do righteous in the present, yeah, be good and don't be no peasant. No toxic things, yeah, within. Yeah, gotta make it in this life and win. Woo. A good news, what I try to do. Yeah, positive things, yeah, making it through. Never stop. I mean, cause I love hip hop. Yeah, in my soul, I say fuck the top. But I got my God that's in divine in me. That's how I make it while I'm on these beats. Yeah, it don't never I get tough. Yeah, because I keep on looking up. Yeah. Keep on looking up. Don't you dare look down. No such thing as giving up. Don't you ever look down. Keep on looking up. Ain't no such thing as ever giving up. Woo, I love hip hop.
All right, brothers and sisters. Yeah, I really do. I love hip hop. Yep. So let's get back to the Mo, to the Joe, and I'm gonna read a couple pages. And as I said, I'm gonna salute you, divine warriors on, to your divine life. Of course, gotta have that mojo. Me and my son, Lord Lamont, always say, Mo to the Joe. You know, I know I got that. I always say I got that from the movie Best Man. All right. Oop, hold on. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. Oop. All right, let's get it. All right, Mo to the Joe. All right, leaders and teachers with a student spirit. We on page 41 of my book, Unlocking the Vault. Make it a habit of silent, deep thinking or meditation. Focus on our inner behavior. When one has self-control, there are always negative entities trying to find a crack in our armor. That's what I told my kids that the other day. You know, they ain't even, I had to break it down to them. They really didn't understand what I meant when I said that. Okay, when we understand this, see, the entities are trying to find a crack in our armor. When we understand and understand this, we stay on point. It's all, and see, I always say, I too go through challenges. We all have different battles, but the same battle spiritually. Because once our spirit is broken, the mind and body will follow. So remember, the 7 senses, mind, body, and soul, see, hear, and feel. The psyche. That's why it's so very important what we meditate to reflect, and that we meditate and to reflect and know the power we possess and the creativity, because it's beautiful. It can be so beautiful. But the only way to come into this power is to take our mind out of this so-called matrix, hands down. So I think I'm gonna stop right there. But yeah, see, reading, stuff like that, deep thinking, meditation, and/or deep prayer, that's a great way to tap into our creativity, you know. And as I said, we got a lot of creative warriors out there. That's all I love to say. What one brother can't do, another brother can do. What one sister can't do, another sister can do. That's how that great divine and mama nature works, you know. And everything fits together like a puzzle. So whatever creativity we have, cherish it, nourish it, cultivate it, and do good things with it, you know. It is just, you will thank yourself and love yourself later. So salute To all my creative warriors out there that's doing their thing and not wasting their gifts and not doing toxic things and really love their passions. And remember, this is whatever that is. Because as I said, man, like my banner here, thank you for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion and riding along with myself and the sisters on the banner on this creative African video here that's on my banner here. I just thought it was so creative. I loved it. So again, man, just love what we do and do what we love. I always bring up my cousin L'Oreal Lyrical. She used to get on me about, because it was a long time when I did music, I didn't really tell nobody, or I would keep it to myself, because as I said, it was a time I was shy. And my cousin L'Oreal Lyrical, may she rest in peace and in power, which you'll be hearing music. I got all kinds of music from her right here on my channel. But she used to always tell me, cuz our gifts are meant to be shared. And they are at some point, especially if it can help someone or make someone, feel better, or, if it's impacting us. If it's, again, it's like a ripple effect, it works its way out to the world, so don't let our creative skills go to waste. Whatever gift we had, tap into it, something that we created on our own with nothing else, then we can share it to brothers and sisters, family, children, so like I said, man, creativity can be so beautiful. Salute.